Well, a cancer survivor wins the most grueling race in the world 7 times clean. It's the kind of story we want to believe in, right? Well, tonight brought confirmation from Lance Armstrong that, on the contrary, he was really a cheating, lying bully who spent years destroying the lives of anyone who dared speak the truth about his fraudulent fame. There was a time when such a man would be put in stocks in the public square for neighbors to spit on, but the modern version is a visit with Oprah. Anyone expecting explosive condemnation from her or contrite tears from him tonight was disappointed. Here's ABC's Neil Kolinsky.
Even though we knew it was coming, hearing Lance Armstrong say it out loud was surreal.
Did you ever take banned substances to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
Did you ever blood dope or use blood transfusions to enhance your cycling performance?
Yes.
In all 7 of your Tour de France victories, did you ever take banned substances or blood dope?
Yes.
So why admit it now? Armstrong blamed the momentum of his own story.
This is too late. It's too late for probably most people. And that's my fault. You know, I view this situation as one big lie that I repeated a lot of times.
It is an admission all the more startling when you listen to that other Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong just confirmed his Tour de France win.
The icon who transcended sport, hung around with movie stars and world leaders, the one who told the world year after year that he was clean and anyone who said otherwise was just out to get him.
I have never doped.
I've never taken performance-enhancing drugs.
My best defense is I've never tested positive.
He didn't just lie to reporters, fans, sponsors, and even cancer survivors. He lied under oath, too.
How many times do I have to say it?
I'm just trying to make sure your testimony is clear.
Well, if it can't be any clearer, then I've never taken drugs.
Along the way, Armstrong's great lie left a trail of human collateral damage. People who went from friend to enemy the minute they threatened to expose him.
It's a long time coming, you know, and I think it's a huge step.
Frankie Andreu was Armstrong's best friend and closest teammate until he and his wife Betsy testified they heard Armstrong admit to using drugs. In a civil case for a company that resisted paying Armstrong a bonus years ago based on doping allegations, Armstrong went on the attack, accusing Frankie and Betsy of lying.
Well, she said in her deposition she hates me.
Why would Mr. Andrew say the same things, if you know?
Probably to support his wife.
After that, Frankie Andreu went from friend to pariah almost overnight.
I'd go to events and I didn't know who my friend was, who my foe was, who would shake my hand, who would spit at me in disgust. I got emails, traitor, rat, secondhand cyclist. I mean, just ripped apart. And it was also from, you know, the Livestrong supporters.
The Andreus weren't alone. Fellow teammates FLOYD LANDIS and Tyler Hamilton and former Tour winner Greg LeMond all spoke up about Armstrong's drug use, and all were smeared as jealous liars trying to profit, cover their own troubles, or both. But Landis wouldn't be denied, speaking with investigators and eventually launching the investigation that brought Armstrong down. He talked about it in a Nightline exclusive in 2010.
If I'm taking on Lance Armstrong, then that should be evidence enough that there's a problem with the system, because I'm saying that a bunch of people did it. Look, at some point people have to tell their kids that Santa Claus isn't real. I hate to be the guy to do it, but it's just not real.
Many people think that the real tipping point was FLOYD LANDIS and his decision to come forward and confess.
I'd agree with that.
That was the tipping point, yeah.
I might back it up a little and talk about the comeback. I think the comeback didn't sit well with FLOYD.
Armstrong has been accused of running up a doping bill investigators have pegged at more than $1 million. Officials describe a ghoulish list of medical enhancements, blood transfusions up to twice in 3 weeks during the tour, along with EPO, testosterone, cortisone, and an extract of calves' blood called Actovegan. Getting to this moment, hearing the admission, was something unimaginable to the people who used to be close to Armstrong and saw their lives shattered by him when they wouldn't lie. Armstrong says he's tried to apologize to some, like Betsy Andreu, though time and time again in his interview tonight, his words seemed hollow, without a shred of contrition.
I think he blew it. I think he went about this whole thing wrong.
He called you to apologize. You spoke. What was that like?
It was hard. It was very emotional. Because you know the hurt that he's caused, trying to destroy me, my family. And then when you hear the voice at the other end, the flood of memories comes back of the good times. But it's impossible to forget the bad.
Armstrong now says he was caught up in a fairy tale of his own making.
This story was so perfect for so long. And I mean that as I try to take myself out of the situation and I look at it. You overcome the disease, you win the Tour de France 7 times, you have a happy marriage, you have children. I mean, it's just this mythic, perfect story.
Lance Armstrong's biggest hope that tonight's interview will earn him something he seems to be in very short supply of right now: sympathy. But his performance may not have helped. I'm Neil Karlinski for Nightline in New York.